All right, so we have an exclusive Gukesh versus Magnus Carlsen not happening in Las Vegas. Freestyle chess reveals why world champion isn't playing. There might be a little bit of language translation difficulties here, but not much. So from New Delhi, the official lineup for the Las Vegas leg of the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour was released last Tuesday. One name was conspicuously absent. Reigning world champion Gukesh, who was widely expected to take on Magnus Carlsen once again, was not listed among the 16 players set to battle it out in Sin City from July 16th to 20th. I wonder if they know that they call Vegas Sin City in India. Apparently they do. Now, Freestyle Chess co-founder and CEO Jan-Henrik Büttner has revealed the reason behind the late change. He says he's exhausted and he needs rest. His performances have not been that good at any Grand Slam. We were always expecting that he would decline to participate in the next event. So we have our overall standings, which I don't care about at all. In fact, I would argue that what I'm looking at right now is maybe intentionally, maybe not intentionally, just trying to destroy chess. And if that sounds hyperbolic, let me explain. Jan-Henrik Büttner is the guy behind all of this business with the change to freestyle chess. Freestyle chess, also known as Fischer Random, it's a game that Bobby Fischer invented, which has all the same rules of chess, except that the pieces on the back row, so the rooks, the knights, the bishops, the queen, and the king, are all placed on different squares, random squares. I'll show a brief clip of a game so that it makes sense. See if somebody accepts my challenge. All right, here we go. Okay, great. So you can see everything is different here. So I'm going to let's allow the bishop out, and let's just play this move. Can I do that? Yeah, okay, I castled. I assume he's going to come down here. He still can. He really wants this, I think. Yep, so I come back down. All right, and that's the checkmate. So now that you've seen that, Jan-Henrik Büttner did not invent freestyle chess. Bobby Fischer did. But since Fischer isn't around to file a lawsuit against these guys for renaming his game and presenting it as their own, he's gone ahead and he's started this freestyle chess GOAT challenge. They're the greatest of all time challenge. Invite only and greatest of all time, they're not compatible. Büttner, you can already see that by the year 2003, he was making 200 million euro settlements in court based on whether or not he owed money to AOL, which he owned the European, or at least the German side of. He's a venture capitalist, kind of in the same vein as Peter Thiel, and a lot like Peter Thiel, both have their hands in chess quite a bit. And their goal is to increase prize money, increase visibility, but more so than anything else, to make money for themselves. In fact, Büttner, when he decided to buy a historic real estate by the Baltic Sea, he actually crowdfunded the renovation and conversion into a luxury resort. So somebody who had hundreds of millions of euros still begged for money to convert his estate into a private luxury resort. I wouldn't trust this person. His children live in Santa Barbara, California, very close to the Silicon Valley entities like Peter Thiel, who I think are equally guilty of trying to turn chess into a money-making machine for themselves. Now, if I were invited to one of these things, meaning if I were Hans Niemann, if I were Fabiano Caruana, of course I'd want to play in them. But I would say that as a fan, I find freestyle chess to be boring, inaccessible. There's a randomness to it that makes it just not as fun. And there's a story that just came out that I think is super relevant to this. I'm just going to go to that really quickly. So the World Series of Poker, you may or may not have heard of this, but the World Series of Poker has been investigating if a winner and the runner-up were guilty of chip dumping. Now the problem here is that the World Series of Poker, as most people know, has one winner. And the winner usually takes home $1 million, $1.5 million. And at this final table, there were James Carroll and Jesse Yaganuma. And James had 9 times as many chips as Jesse. However, Jesse had this incredible comeback that a lot of people are calling out as fishy. And the reason that they would have the suspicion would be because an additional $1 million was put up by a private stakeholder. If James were to finish first in the World Series of Poker, he would have won $1.1 million, and Jesse in second would have won like $1 million. There's a private interest that works with Jesse that doesn't work with James that would put up the $1 million only if he won. So hypothetically, James and Jesse could shake hands in the back room and say, I'm going to let you win. That's what Jesse would say. And we'll split the $500,000 and everybody goes home happy. And what it does is it ruins the game. So we've already seen Magnus and Nepo have kind of a informal agreement to just stop playing tiebreakers so that they could share the title of champion at a tournament, I believe last fall. I think you'll see a lot more of that going forward. And I think that if things do tend to go in the way of freestyle chess, people will stop taking chess seriously. So again, that's just my 2 cents. This is Serious Chess with serious message. Have a good weekend.